Hey guys, it's MBSC1 again, and I'm going to be doing a deck profile of darkrai garbodor right now after X and Y has come out. Just so you guys know, I'm not using Yveltal. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it really helps the deck very much. I've talked about this before a couple times, but I just don't think Yveltal is that good. Um, at least it's not very good to me if you just kind of put it into a darkrai garbodor deck. I feel like if you're going to use it, you kind of have to make the deck more centered around it, like run DCs and stuff like that, which I'm not doing. So, yeah, so let's get right into the list. So, I'll start off with my Pokemon. I want to angle this right. Right there. So, we've got 3 Darkrai, 3 Sableye, 2 Trubbish, and 2 Garbodor. I have Tool Drop Trubbish just because it pisses people off, and I think it's funny. It's the only reason. I'm never going to use the Pound Trubbish anyway. It doesn't matter. It really just doesn't matter at all. So the reason I have 3 Darkrai and 3 Sableye is just because of room, basically. I'd like to run a 3rd Sableye just so that if one's prized or something like that, I have the 3rd one. But usually I can just Super Rod one back or 1 or 2 back in anyway if one's prized or something like that. And depending on if I want to go the route where I use Sableye and let it get knocked out once and then attack with Darkrai the rest of the game, or if I want to use Sableye like 3 times and let it get knocked out like 3 times or whatever, I can, sometimes I only need to have one. So I think this works really well. I don't run Absol or Baby Yveltal or Yveltal just because, well, so Baby Yveltal I don't run because its first attack is essentially just a worse version of Junk Hunt. I could just Junk Hunt for a Dark Patch and a Laser, and it would have the same effect because a Laser does 30 damage, and then I could Junk Hunt for a Dark Patch, and that Dark Patch is the effect. So it's the same thing. And then the second attack is 100, and then you flip a coin. If tails, you can attack on the next turn. That effect actually would seem like it might not matter that much, but it could be a problem. If it doesn't get one-shotted on the next turn, I maybe wouldn't be able to attack even though I could just like retreat or something, but I only run 2 switch, which you'll see later, so it would actually be a problem. And I like to use the switch just to get out of poison or sleep or something like that, so yeah, that Yveltal is not going to work for me. And then the EX version, I just think is too situational. I'd rather just set up another Darkrai a lot of the time. And then with Absol, also situational. I don't really need another non-EX because I use Sableye like 3 times or just once. Or I let it get knocked out 3 times or once. And if I've got an Absol, it just kind of makes the prize trade or makes it even again, which I don't want. So yeah, that's for the Pokemon. And then for the energy line, we've just got 8 dark energy. I'm used to running 9 and no energy search, but since Professor's Letter came out, I figured I would go with that instead. But I haven't really tested Professor's Letter, so 9 dark might be better. I'm not sure. That's one of the cards I'm not sure about. There's only like 2 or 3 cards in the deck that I'm not 100% sure I want to run. And Professor's Letter is one of them, but we'll see. So Dowsing Machine is my ace spec. Dowsing Machine is really good, just in every deck basically right now. Sorry, get this glare off. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, Dowsing Machine's good in every deck. Basically, getting resources back and everything. It works as 5th Dark Patch, another catcher, another Ultra Ball. It's great, especially when you only run 3 lasers like me. And also, it's good against like Yeti and stuff because I only run 1 Enhanced Hammer. I can play 1 Enhanced Hammer, Dowsing for the Hammer again, and then I can Junk Hunt for the Enhanced Hammer and the Dowsing, and essentially make it like I have 2 Enhanced Hammer when I only have 1. So that's nice. I run 3 catcher, all hollow by the way, which I'm loving. I think catcher is basically essential in Darkrai Garbodor. If you don't run catcher, you're going to lose to Blastoise a lot more of the time, and Raybor a little bit more too. Because what they do is they'll set up a Black Kyurem on the bench, and then it'd be attacking with the active Keldeo, and then once you knock out that Keldeo, they'll have that Black Kyurem and they'll knock you out, and then that usually ends up making it so they win. So those catchers are also good for getting Blastoise or Emboar active and knocking it out so that they can't even use the ability when they're not, when Garbodor doesn't have a tool. So that helps a lot. And then against Freezing Genesect, it makes the math work out really well because you do 140 and 30, and then on the next turn you catch or something else, something up, or the thing that you did 32 last turn and do 140 and 30 on the bench, and then you knock both out and take 4 prizes. So catcher is, I think, very important. I junk hunt for it a lot, and it's, it's a main reason why I actually play this deck, because you can recycle them. I only play 3 Ultra Ball. Those are the only balls in my deck. I'm sorry about this glare. I can't really do anything about it. I'm trying to make it better, but anyway, I only run 3. I'd like to run 4 or maybe 3 in a level ball, but 3 is all I really had space for, and since I've got 2 Bicycle and I run through cards really quickly, it seems like 3 Ultra Ball works out fairly well. Now I've got 2 Verbank and 3 lasers. I had 4. I'm not sure about the 4th. That's one of those 3 cards that I'm not sure if that's the right play or not. I think this works, but it was either 4 lasers or a second switch, and I just figured a second switch would probably be necessary considering lasers are going to be more prominent. At least I think they are going to be more prominent, but that's just my prediction. But yeah, 4 would be ideal, but you can just junk hunt for them anyway, so 3 is not bad. We've got 4 Dark Patch. Every Darkrai deck runs 4 Dark Patch. There's not really much else to say about it. And I've got 2 Switch. So I had 1, and a lot of the time I felt like I really had to get lucky to draw it at the right time, and so I just put a second one in, just kind of as insurance when I lose the first one. Like I said, I think lasers are going to get more popular because I feel like people are going to run Darkrai Yveltal with lasers. So yeah, I put in a second switch instead of just the one. And then, also there's just always, pretty much against every deck, you're always going to have to switch at some point or another and not use a Floatstone. Then for my tools, I've got 3 Floatstone, 2 Dark Claw, and 1 Silver Mirror. I debate about using a second Enhanced Hammer or a Silver Mirror, but I went with a Silver Mirror just because it's a tool and it can be used on Garbodor if I'm going against anything besides Plasma, and if I ran a second Enhanced Hammer, it would essentially just be a dead card against most decks except for maybe Freezing Genesect because they run Plasma Energy too. So yeah, I also really like having 6 tools. 5, it works well, but 6, I like a lot. It just, that one extra tool seems to help out a lot. I don't have to junk hunt for tools as often if I have 6. What I used to do actually is run 3 Dark Claw and 3 Floatstone and then no Silver Mirror. And that was pretty cool too because it made it easier to pull off the doing 140 damage with Darkrai. I don't think a 4th Floatstone is ever really necessary. I'd just run another switch instead of a 4th Floatstone or something, but yeah, this works pretty well for me, and I'm pretty happy with my tool line. I also had 1 EXP share at one point, but I took it out. Yeah, it just, a lot of the time I wanted to have Dark Claw instead of EXP share, and I didn't really need the energy acceleration that much more. I've got 1 Enhanced Hammer. This is obviously just to deal with Yeti and Plasma decks. It also helps against Freezing Genesect. The new Fairy deck that came out. Let's see, Yveltal if they run double colorless, Big Basics Garbodor if they run double colorless. It just kind of helps against a lot of things, and it helps a lot against Yeti. I've got 1 Super Rod. So, Super Rod is one of those cards that I debated taking out for another Sableye or another Energy or something like that, but in the end I just figured it would be better to run Super Rod just because if Garbodor gets knocked out or if I have to discard it, I always need to get it. I need some way to get it back. I also almost deck out pretty frequently with this deck, so the Super Rod really helps with that because I can either use it or junk hunt for it if I already did use it. So Super Rod, I'm sure is very important. I'm actually running out of time here, so this is the first half of my deck profile. I'm gonna post the second one right after this one, so I'll see you in the next video.